Okay, so recently Call of Duty released an update, and since the update, I haven't been able to play Call of Duty. There's something about the TPM 2.0 that's not enabled, but when I go into my computer and make sure that Secure Boot is turned on, everything's the way it's supposed to be. The TPM is updated. I don't need to update BIOS. I've already done that. I've done that recently, actually. But the new update is preventing me from running the game. Now, Activision actually acknowledged that this was happening to other people and that they were working on fixing it. Now, I'm not going to do anything crazy to get Call of Duty to work. I just don't care that much. I'm just like, whatever. I guess I'm not playing this game, which is fine with me, to be honest with you. But it's funny because they just released another update to try to fix this issue, and I installed it this morning, still can't play the game. So basically what happens is you get this notification in the corner that says the TPM 2.0 is not enabled. So that's just Secure Boot. For some reason, their software thinks that my Secure Boot isn't on. The thing is I'm not going to jump through the hoops and troubleshoot and try all these different things and potentially risk losing Windows trying to get Call of Duty to work. I'm just not going to do it. The first time it happened, I had to hard reset my computer. Like, it completely locked up. I couldn't Windows out of anything. I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't even close out the game. Super frustrating. And then I went back in, tried it again. I was like, well, let me just try multiplayer, because I was trying to do a private match just to get a thumbnail, and I couldn't do it. So I went back in, tried multiplayer, still didn't work. So I looked it up. There wasn't really anything. There was like something from, I don't know, like 6 months ago that this happened. There was an update, and then people were getting stuck on the map loading screen right before a match, and it would just like be on this infinite loop, and it wouldn't load into the match. But it's still doing it. I logged back in this morning. Now, I didn't try to jump into multiplayer. I didn't try to do anything because I didn't want to lock up my computer again and have to do a hard reset. So I'm just not playing. You can tell that they prioritize console players more than they do guys that are on PC. It's really frustrating. I really shouldn't have a problem. It should be as simple as just booting up the game. I had to turn off Secure Boot to play Battlefield 6. To play that beta, I had to turn all that off. I had to turn off Legacy, and I actually thought about Legacy mode. I'm wondering if that's causing the problem, but I could try that. But right now, I don't even care. I'm like, I guess I'm not playing the game. I guess I'm not going to play Activision's game. And I'm just curious if anybody else is still running into this issue while playing on PC. You know, we're at that point in BO6's lifecycle that they're going to stop giving a shit about the game. I don't even know. I'd have to look into it, but I don't even know if we're going to get another season, because BO7's right around the corner. I think it releases. So it looks like November 14th, 2025 is when they're trying to release this game. Now, that's not set in stone. It could be give or take, but sometime in November, we're going to get the game. So it's right around the corner. And once the new game comes out, it's kind of a thing where Activision really doesn't care about the old title. You know, a year later, your $70 is worthless, basically. It doesn't matter. They're not going to really push updates. There might be some security updates, but that's about it. So I'm curious how long this is going to last, the issue or the bug with the 2.0. Now, I don't want to go all tinfoil hat, but I'm going to, because everybody loves a conspiracy theory. But I'm not saying this is true. Obviously, more than likely, it's not true. I remember talking about in previous videos how YouTube's in bed, or Activision's in bed with YouTube. Because when you look at that Black Ops 7 trailer and how many views it got, it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So as of today, it's sitting at 47 million views. It was released 2 weeks ago. These are crazy numbers, guys. But then you look at the like compared to view ratio, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You're telling me this video got 47 million views, but only got 62,000 likes. 52,000 comments, almost 53K, but it's very disproportionate compared to how many views the video actually got. So I'm curious if these numbers are inflated, and that makes you wonder what kind of relationship they actually have with YouTube. And something else, I don't really want to stay on the whole YouTube thing for too long. I don't really understand what's happening with my channel. So when I go to my channel and I look at my rigged video, right? This is my highest performing video on the channel. It's sitting at 29K views. That was about a month ago. And then I released similar videos to that, but I didn't want to stay on the whole rig thing just to get views. But I ended up getting a flush of subs. But then, like, if you look, the next video dropped to 8.6. Still not bad for the size channel. But then when you look at the numbers, it just fell off. like the vibe of the content, the type of content that I'm making is very similar to the rigged video, and it just didn't get the performance. And it's just weird that I make this video basically exposing Activision and how they're throttling you mid-game, and that it's all rigged, it's all set up, it's like a casino, that your skill doesn't matter. My views nosedive. When my video hit this number, that wasn't necessarily going to be what I was going to get consistently, and I was ready for that, but I wasn't ready for the complete falling off a cliff of views. I'm basically, if you look at my newest videos, I'm hitting numbers that I hit like when I first started YouTube. And with a little over 800 subs, I feel like these videos should be doing better. The latest video here, the BO6 and SND lobbies, the BO6 search and destroy lobbies are hilarious. I thought that video was going to do pretty decent, at least 1,000. I wasn't expecting a whole lot, but 26 views. I look at the metrics on this and it's pretty bad. YouTube basically gave me a little over 700 impressions, and it just, like, I think the click rate is sitting at like a 2%, 2.1%, and I feel like 2.1% isn't terrible, but like obviously compared to the impressions, like people just aren't clicking on the video. The thumbnail, to me, if you ask me, I'm not going to do something that's clickbaity. I'm not going to try to lie to get people to click on the video, because YouTube still looks at that retention number. They look at how long people are staying on the video. This number really matters right here. And this number being up is that's telling YouTube, that's telling the algorithm that we need to push the video, but people they're not clicking and they're not watching for very long. And it's really odd. I'm okay. Like, I don't feel super bad about it, but it is bothering me. So I'm kind of, this whole conspiracy theory that Activision's in bed with YouTube, they saw my content, and now YouTube is throttling my channel. It's very possible for YouTube to do this. They can sit there, you can say, oh, it's all algorithm based. Yeah, it's bullshit. That's what they say about Call of Duty. It's all algorithm based. There's something called AI, guys. AI is a real thing, and it's getting smarter and smarter by the day. So the technology exists to do this. You might not have a physical human being in the background, you know, pulling the strings, but it's very possible that they could throttle your metrics. They can do it in Call of Duty. They can do it on YouTube. So it's just funny because they're always pushing this same, like my daughter, and she watches all like the big family YouTube channels, but it's all YouTube pushes. Royalty Family, Jordan Matters, The Stroke Twins, Mr. Beast. They just push this stuff. You know, DT Known is another good example. It's like, we need to spread the wealth. A lot of the videos, and I take nothing away from these guys, but a lot of their videos suck. They just have more of a following. So they just, like, the views are almost automatic for them. And it's super frustrating because, you know, the smaller channels aren't getting enough attention, especially guys that are making really good videos. I've seen videos on YouTube that should have millions of views and they'll have under 50K. It makes no sense. And I can go back to my 29K view video. You know, if I go to my content, it just stopped. I don't know, like I was getting views and look at this curve. It just stopped. And I'll show the impressions. I got 53K impressions. That's almost half, bro. Like, and YouTube decided to stop pushing the video. So apparently I only got 3.9K impressions. So I guess that's why, but the 7.3%, like, you know, I need more videos like this to grow, but this isn't, I mean, I just don't understand this curve. So I can't play Call of Duty. I can't play Call of Duty. And my channel is nosediving in views. I just don't, I kind of wanted to get this video out, see what you guys thought. Guys, it's going to do it for this one. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up for me. Talk shit down in the comments. Until the next one, I'm out of here.